Yep. Hello everyone. Hello Twitch. Hello YouTube. Today I will do a live in English because I think it's more international. It's easier for everyone to link, and generally the people who follow us and are link with us are all around the world and not only in French. Until now I did only in French to also kind of test the setup, how it will go with everything. I was able to update also, as I say, like the sound. We had a lot of problems with that. So my name is Rinaldo. I'm from Momo-Pi studio, and I'm the creator of Captain Velvet Meteor as well as Persephone, two games that we released on Switch, PC, and Xbox. And so I wanted to, just one thing, I'm not an influencer, I'm not a journalist, just a dev, and I wanted to speak about stuff today. Mainly introduce this new channel and be able to speak with people from our community, and also like answer questions if you have, as Captain Velvet Meteor just released on Steam and Xbox, and I think it's a game that deserves way more visibility that it has now for many reasons that I will talk about. And so I will start with that, and then the second part, if I have time, but it seems I have, and if you have time as well, depending on where you are, if it's not too late, I will play a little bit of Captain Velvet Meteor too, and be able to show you that. So my name is Rinaldo. So I'm co-founder at Momo-Pi Studio, and I started to make video games when I was really younger, doing flash games as a multimedia designer. In 2001 is when I started really creating games, but it was the time where you had flash games all around. Wait, I wonder if this music is getting too loud. On my side it's quite loud, I cannot hear myself speak, but who is the Superman? You see, we have little avatars there, so I can know if people are there. So if someone is here, can you just tell me if the sound is good or not? Say hi. Hello. No? Good. Okay. Anyways, I have time, so okay, cool. Thanks. It's quite Is that better? Okay, now it's the end of the song, so it's a little bit difficult. Wait, the next one to start. And by the way, welcome. It's Aphrodisiac. Nice name. Oh, 2 avatars now. With 2 people. So you can choose actually. You can choose actually what kind of avatar you want. You can decide. Yeah, seems good enough. Okay, so just to start with the start, I started a multimedia design school when I was 16, and there I discovered, like, computers and how to create nice entertainment stuff. But mainly at that time it was like how to create websites and how to make stuff with computers. So it was like, for example, just making videos, then cutting it, putting it for like a website that you created with the logo that you created. So we did it, the whole visual communication from any branding and stuff like that. But what I liked the most was what they called interactivity, and it was mainly using Flash and stuff like that. So Flash is the new Animate, is Adobe Animate, is a program to make animations, and you were able to do some action script. It was the language coding language from that, and you were able to, you know, to program stuff like if you push this button, that happen. And that was like how I discovered like oh, you can actually do some little stuff, funny stuff. You do an animation, then you do the, if you put like arrow keys left, he goes to left, and if you do the right, he goes to the right. And so you were able to do really small little type of game. And I started with a friend who was doing already some games for Nintendo DS and stuff like that. No DS. That time it was more GBA, maybe DS. I think it was the start of DS, not even 3DS, just the DS one. And when I finished the school, I wanted to learn a new language and kind of change, because I'm from Switzerland, and Switzerland didn't have any opportunity for any like learning video games or even experiencing video games. It was not a thing. And even now we have like small indie company that some works well. I guess you had heard of the Wandering Village. That is it's how you say, gestion game, like game where you need to, what's the name? It's not a XXX. It's you know, you need to create buildings and try to use resource like trees and stuff like that to build new buildings, and you know, like the Pharaoh or like Caesar type of games. And they got pretty, like now they are pretty good, like they do good. But it was not the case at that time. Really, it was like the only name of video game we heard was like maybe you had a like the marketing for a big game company or like those kind of stuff, but nobody was really creating stuff. Only people in their garage, and so at that point I was like, okay, I want to learn a new language, and I want to see if I can see or go to a country where you have games. And so I came to Japan. The first time I came to Japan for 3 months just to learn the language. It was 2007, and I came for 3 months. But like during those 3 months of language exchange, I had the possibility to do animation practice in a traditional animation company, and because of that, I was suddenly, oh shit, I can actually live with my passion. I can do animation. That's cool. Yeah, I really need to change all the setup to be relaxed and not break everything, because that was the problem with the French, the 2-3 episode we did. I always had sound problem that I needed lately to after that to cut in for YouTube, and some contents were totally broken. So I hope to not do that today. But yeah, so I thought like, okay, it's possible to actually live from my passion, and so after this practice in animation, I came back to Switzerland. Needed to do my army, because in Switzerland we have obligatory army. You need to do it from your 18 years old if you are not in school, and so I was in school, so I did it at 23. But I was doing more than shooting. I was like more in the protection or helping social type of army. We have that option where if you don't want to have a gun or you know, Switzerland is really, really secure. Not really like the US where you can have a gun, but yeah, I'm still not really a big fan of guns and stuff like that. So I wanted to do something else, and I was able to do help, and so I help in I don't know the name exactly, but it's like a place for handicapped people to be helped and so I was there, sleeping there, helping people there for 6 months. Actually, I did almost 1 year of that, and because that was something really different than my work, I had the time to really think about my future and say, okay, what do I really want to do? Is that animation? Is that video games? Is that whatever, you know? And I saw this school in Lausanne, in Switzerland, where they did some illustration and animation course. It was 3 years, I think, 3 or 4 years, when you can have what we call a bachelor. It's like a diploma for high school diploma in animation. So I started after the army. I started to do that and started a new school, so, and did it in illustration and animation. And yeah, it was 3 years, I think. And the third year we needed to do, like, as I was an animator, I needed to do short movie. And so I thought about like a character a little bit linked with my own past, you know. I wanted to do something funny. I don't know if you see there, I have the whole books of Calvin and Hobbes, and that was like really comics that I loved, and I wanted to have a little bit of this feeling of when you are young and you do stupid stuff, and that makes you laugh, but maybe not your parents, but you, and that's kind of what I'm living now with my son, because he's kind of crazy energetic, and he uses energy of other people, but he's in his world, really, like you can see he's imagining stuff and like blah, 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 blah. And that's kind of the character I wanted to create it, you know, like not in real life. Now I have the real Captain Velvet Meteor at home, but like it was more like, okay, I want a character that imagine being in a super duper fantasy universe in his head. For every little challenge he will have, or little stuff that he imagined doing, it will be this epic fight in his head. So that was the short movie, and yeah, I don't know if I can show you that. Maybe I could show you that. Wait, let's try that. I don't know if the setup will be good enough for that, but I will try to show you the little short movie now. Wait a second. Do you have sound? Yeah, so yeah, as you see, like it was was a movie about like this little kid who just wanted to take back his Game Boy from his father, and so the whole story is about him going in the bad boss lair and try to take back this artifact, but actually it was just him trying to go in the father's office to take back his Game Boy and get, like, maybe he was, you know, he did something bad and so he cannot play for 1 week or something like that. So that was the start of Captain, and after that, like, I decided to work in video games. So I took 1 year in 2013 to find search for a job in Japan. I wanted to come back there, and I searched for I searched maybe twice, like 3 weeks. I came in Japan 2 times 3 weeks, did some job between to be able to pay that, and stay in a friend's place. And so I found a job, and the job was a 3D animator in a company in Tokyo, and then that happened. Like, I worked for Dragon Quest 11 without knowing it at the start, because for okay, that was so cool. Thank you. Yeah, so that was the origin of the game. It's like, so as I will try to explain, it's like between this short movie and the game, almost like 10 years like came by, right? Like no, not 10 years, 5 years, 8 years, quite long. But like, I took this character to match up with the Jump Plus dimension, the Jump Plus characters, like the manga characters, because that was the most efficient way to do a cool game. But yeah, that was kind of the origin game stories, like this kid imagining stuff and how to make it a little bit more deep maybe for the game. Even if the story is really simple, it's probably the game is a little bit more you know, you have a backstory for the character and all that. Oh, thank you. Cool. So yeah, like I forgot a little bit about this character, right? And I worked on Dragon Quest 11 as, like, the name was Jack at that time. It was a secret project, and we needed to do a vertical slice of the game, like a concept prototype or something like that, to be able to show like the new technology and all that. And so I was an animator there, worked for not so long, like 6 months, something like that. Then, because we were like a bunch of teams and I was a team of animator, and so we moved between project. So I worked 6 months on Dragon Quest 11, then something like that also for Star Fox Wii U. So it's the Wii U version of the remake of the remake of the remake of Star Fox, the new one. I think this game has been remade like maybe 3 times or something like that. But yeah, that was really fun also to animate like spaceships and do more camera work and all that. But after 2 years working in this company, like it was really nice, but I wanted to do my own thing again, and I started to do a little project with some friends. I don't know if we can have an English version of that one day, like having them on this channel to be able to speak about that. We did that last Sunday in French, but mainly it's like we made a team naturally, you know, between friends and people around to try to make this prototype called Spirit. And Spirit got us like, oh, that's so cool, we can create some games and beautiful games and whatever. And we received a prize in 2016 at Beat Summit. That's the it's a big, at that time it was not so big, but now it's a big event for indie games in Kyoto. And if you have 2 events to remember in Japan, it's like the first one is Tokyo Game Show, everybody knows it, and for me the second one is Beat Summit in Kyoto. It's really like the counterpart indie of this event. And we won a prize there, so it was like, oh shit, not only we are happy to make this game, but in the same time we can receive prize. That means people like it. That means what we do is cool. It's not just like us playing with, you know, with toys. And for me it was really important, because like I'm always doubting myself. You know, I don't know if people are a creator or whatever. Like the thing is, like each time you reach a new level, let's say like a new point in your life or in your experience, and each time you feel really bad or really like not good, because like you see finally all the people that are at your level, and especially people that are the upper level. When you are not so good at your craft, you see so far that it's like, oh, that's doable. I'm really good at that. Let's push, and I will go to the last level. But when you go to the next level, you understand, no, actually the mastery of one craft, it's infinite. Like people get good, and especially with internet, like suddenly you see that around the world, like people illustrate like crazy and do crazy animation and crazy games, and you feel always always bad, like always not enough, right? But I know that at my situation now, I know how to do a little bit of animation. I know like 10 years in the video game, almost 20 years now in let's say graphic or art and graphic stuff. But even that, like when I need, for example, to have a friend doing illustration for me, I'm always blown away, like, oh shit, yeah, that's a good level. I cannot go to this level. But that game, like Spirit, was able for me to get like a stamp, and it was like, okay, you got to this level now that you can feel confident to try your own stuff. And that was really important. It's just the price. The price was nothing. Like, yeah, we had an interview in a Japanese magazine, so that was cool. But like the game never get out, like never released. It was just a prototype, and but that motivated us to make a second game, like to make our first game, actually our first really game that we will release at the end. And but for that I needed to have a job, because I stopped my job in Tokyo to make this little game. I didn't have money anymore. I don't want it to be in Tokyo anymore, and so I moved to Kyoto. Also because Bitsame, I was doing dancing, and so like my team of dance was in Kyoto, and like I knew some people there at least. So I came there, did again 2 years in another company, but this time I took like not the 100% out, like 80%. Like I was in freelance for them, working in the company, but like my Friday was free, and so every Friday and every night and in the train, I needed to go in train like 1 hour to go, 1 hour to come back, and each time I was working with my colleagues at Momo-Pi studio, like on this new game called Persephone. And yeah, that was kind of crazy, because we didn't have any budget. We didn't know anything about promotion, about like yeah, how to like what kind of publisher is good, what deal can you do, whatever. We did a lot of mistakes, but that was necessary, right? Like that's how you learn. And yeah, after 2 years we finally released the game Persephone. So I will show you also like this little trailer of Persephone. That could be nice. Yeah, so this game is what was fun is like how to make a little twist on the game Sokoban, right? Sokoban, if you don't know, it's this old game where the goal is to go from A to B, and in between you have boxes or cubes. I don't remember. It was really like square, and the only thing you can do is push them. but you need to push them in an order to not block yourself and be able then to progress and go to this, like, let's say, like, the destination, right? And so our twist on that was like, okay, what if your body, when you have traps and stuff, and each time you die, you can use your body to go further. Like, you die and you push your body instead of a box, or like you die in a hole and you die there, but your body stays there, so you can walk on top of the body and continue. And we use this kind of cute visual to be able to not like have the gory type of those kind of game, even if now probably more people would play those kind of gory stuff, but like, I mean, it's a puzzle game, so better have it, you know, cozy and nice. But the concept seems a little bit brutal when you hear like that, but actually it's really fun because you have also only 3 bodies you can keep, and that means each time you die once more, the last body disappear, and so you kind of break your progression. And we did that like for we kind of soft release it in 2018. I'm really bad with timing, but I think 18. And then from that point we added content, like each 3 months or something like that, to have the full game. And the full game is like, yeah, more than 100 levels with secret levels and stuff to unlock, and a secret ending and all that. And it's really not expensive, so if you want to try it, it's on Steam, Switch and Xbox, and it's we have the link normally in the description of our videos, but probably not on the live. I don't know if I can put that there. Yeah. Oh wait, okay, let's do that now. Sorry, I prefer to do that now, it's probably easier. I will put the Steam page, probably. Even I must admit, probably the best way to play it is on Nintendo Switch, because we didn't have any money, and so the thing is like I will put the 2 links. The thing with that is that like the UI of the game is not really 100% made for PC. The gameplay is totally fine, like you don't have any problem, just the UI feels a little bit like mobile type, and we wanted to change it and make it really nice, but like, you know, life. We didn't have any money, and we didn't made any money with that, almost. Like, really, we sold like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 games or something like that. But it was not like, for us it was still a success in a way, because the thing is like, wait, okay, I have the link here, but I don't know which link to put, like the UK one, maybe it's English. I don't find any. Let's put this one. I hope it works. So that's the Nintendo Switch version. Yeah, what I was saying, like the good part of having this Persephone is that we won a prize also with this game, and the prize was the Shueisha Games prize. And Shueisha Games, no, not Shueisha Games, it was Jump Plus Shueisha at that time. So Jump Plus is a online magazine for manga. The concept is, so wait, Shueisha. So Shueisha is the manga editor for Dragon Ball, One Piece, Death Note, Naruto, I mean, you name it, like all those OG type of mangas. And so when we received the prize, it was like, oh my fuck, that's crazy. But the prize also included like the possibility to use IP for from the Jump Plus version of them. So they have the Shonen Jump, that's the weekly like magazine where you have all those OG license, and then you have the Jump Plus where you have creators and mangaka that are less known, where they have a place to be able to show their stories and all that, and they are ranked by the readers. It's kind of the indie games, or like indie manga type of system, but you had like some that got so much known that they actually are in anime now, and quite like a lot of them now. On the 8 license that we chose at that time, you have now you have 5 that have animation, and those animation are definitely you have the location, like localization, sorry. So you have the localization, that means like you can see it, and probably you know about, like, for example, Spy Family, or maybe Kaiju Monster No Maid, Kaiju No Maid, or like Hell's Paradise, yeah, Jigokuraku. And so at that time it was not known, but like I was, okay, we can use IP, and we won this prize, so we can work with them, and what can we do? And they say, like, okay, well, do you have an idea, like maybe an app or like a little game? Just tell us what you want to do. And I didn't had so much time to think about it. Like it was kind of in an instant I was like, oh, Captain Velvet Meteor, you know, like it was like, he's a superhero in his head. That means I can put anything I want in his head. That means 1 IP or 10 IPs, it's okay. We will find a way to make sense of that, because when you imagine, you can make sense of anything you want, right? You could put Godzilla in front of Dragon Ball, in front of whatever, and make sense of that, because the child makes sense of that. And so you just need to have a good way to show it. And so when I show them that idea, they were like, oh yeah, that's cool, let's talk about that. And some months later, maybe 6 months later, but like we signed a contract to make that game, that is Captain Velvet Meteor. And so the idea was kind of simple. You have this kid that has small problems, and each problem is linked with like each problem thema is linked with the theme of, we say thema, like the main thema of one of the manga we chose. And so the goal was how to choose the right character for the right manga to link with the right problematic and make sense of that. So that was a big job, but that was what we did. And so now we come with Captain Velvet Meteor, and that was my first game where we had money and I was able to pay a salary only for that. So I stopped my job at Osaka, the previous job, and just did Captain Velvet Meteor for almost like 3 years now. That I want to play later, but now, oh, maybe do you want me to play Persephone or Captain Velvet Meteor? I can play both, I don't know, let's see. But yeah, then we did Captain Velvet Meteor. I will show again some footage. Let's start with the trailer then. And the music you hear behind is actually the soundtrack of Captain Velvet Meteor, and it's free on Steam. We wanted to give it for free because it's already available on YouTube in a video, soundtrack with chapters, and it's also like available in the game. And I think like those days, like people try to take, like not people, but especially big companies try to take money for everything they do, like the little stuff that you give to the player, like, yeah, okay, you can have it, but it's $10 for having a hat in the game or whatever. And I don't like that so much. I think some stuff can be given and some stuff needs money, right? Like if you play the game, if you want to play the game, just buy it. But if you want to try it for free, go for the demo. If you want to listen to the music, just listen to the music, and if you like it, maybe you will want to play the game. Who knows, you know? So whatever, like this soundtrack is available. Let's see the the trailer then. So yeah, it was quite epic, right? Like the trailer with the music, a little bit like you can feel probably if you know the Marvel movie that you have some obvious how you say inspiration in this music or stuff like that. Because the goal was really like how a child, 10 years old child, will see epicness for him, you know, having his own music being a little bit like matched with pop culture, and everything could come inside. So for him, everything is mixed up, right? Like he mix up every IP in his head. Is like, yeah, but that's my world. It's not like we are in the world of Spy Family, or we are in the world of Kaiju number 80. We are in my world, and in my world, everybody is friend. You know, like. I like, for example, I like Dragon Ball, so I like let's say Vegeta, and I like Sasuke from Naruto. But I think like they could really go along. Maybe let's see if in my head they are friends. What would happen? So yeah, at first we wanted to work with those kind of OG IPs, and I asked actually, and the producer, the first producer for from Jump Plus, wanted to try that, and. He tried to ask, he tried to do stuff, and he said, listen, like it's not impossible, but like probably to have the okay for even one IP, it could take more than 6 months before we can start anything. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, let's go with the Jump Plus one. Also, we thought like if we do the big license, we might have zero freedom, you know, like not possible to do our own thing. When with those one, because at the time we did the game, we started the production, like they were not known so much. Like they were known on the platform, like Jump Plus platform, that is available only in Japan. You have the counterpart of that is Manga Plus. It's a website you can find if you want to search for it. It's just Manga Plus, and you have all those mangas, but like Manga Plus didn't like translate everything. You had some that were there, almost everything, but like it was like it was in the past, you know, where Japanese games would come 1 year after on our countries. So yeah, Jump Plus had those at the top, but it was not yet in anime stuff. But during the production, then for example, Spy Family got like, yeah, it was always at the top of the list, and so they decided to make books at first, and then animation. And then when we released the game, and we kind of wanted to, you know, the promotion of the game, making the promotion link with those IPs, because that's also the strength of these games, to be able to have those IPs. Even if I must say, if we didn't had any of those IPs, the game would be similarly fun. Like we have pretty good return. I mean, pretty good actually. Like Metacritic is at 85 on 100, and like Top Critic, it's on heavy, so that's kind of high ranking. You know, like I think, yeah, Final Fantasy Rebirth is at 97, but like still 85 is huge for indie game like that, because it's still an indie game, right? But we kind of wanted to promote the game with the manga as well. Like we thought like, okay, cool, the mangaka, because I was in link with the mangaka also, and I was thinking like, okay, the mangaka might also help promote the game in a way, and that will be a win-win for everyone. But when you have already like a top list, top tier kind of manga, you are just junk. No, it's what I feel maybe, but like I guess for the manga creator is like, oh yeah, actually maybe let's not talk about this game so much, because we have original stories, you know. It's short stories, it's with the characters, but it's not canon. And it's not canon because also like, yeah, it's the imagination of the kid and all that, but it's still officially allowed. Like, you know, we had the go from Shueisha from each mangaka, and so now we are in the situation that they are so known that they don't want to, or they can't promote the game, or like just show it, you know. Like it would be fun, like for example, to have one guy in one of the manga playing the game in the manga, all those kind of stuff. I was dreaming about that. And I think the people, like even at Shueisha Games, so the people who are publishing the game, they are like a subdivision of Shueisha that are doing games. I think they wanted that too, but because of the fact that those licenses get so known now, it's just like not possible. We probably need to pay a huge amount of money to be able to show even like a new image of, let's say, Lord Forger from Spy Family and promote our game with it. So yeah, so we are like now after that we are like now releasing this game on Steam, and it's interesting because people who play it really love it, but when people look at it, it's like, what is this game? Is that a manga game? Is that a multiverse game? Is that a game for kids? You know, like, and it's kind of obscure, I guess, enough for people to not even know if the game is actually officially accepted from Shueisha, you know. Like, I had that, not so much, but I had that, like, someone saying, is that even legal? You know, and I was like, yeah, that's it, that's us, you know, like, that was the plan from the start, you know. I just put the link of the game here as well, for Steam if you are interested. But that's really, for me, it was really interesting to have those kind of to think about that, how this game is in the same time a bridge between different world, like between Japan and abroad, because my style is not a manga style, right? The drawing style and all that, with IP from Japan, non-IPs, but the main character is just the character I created when I was in this animation school. So in a sense, it's really the indie game meeting license from manga, and so it's like two world meeting together. And so in a sense it's like a bridge, but in a sense it's also like, how can I imagine that, but it's like something that is just between two stuff that you really can't see, and you don't understand what is this middle something that is just like making this link between those two big, like, indie game mangas, and you have this little like UFO and it's fun because it's all of a spaceship and stuff like that, but you have this little UFO here that people don't really know what it is. It's a tactical game, but at the same time it's a tactical game that is really dynamic and quick, and feels sometimes almost like, some people said it's almost like a hack and slash, you know, like a Diablo, stuff like that, where you kill a lot of monsters, all that. And so really, like, the only thing I want to say to the viewer, to the players, to the media or whatever, is just like, try it, do 1 hour of game, try it, and don't have any preconception because it's manga, or the opposite because it's indie, or because it's weird, because that's part of the game, and I think that's part of the fun. Is that mix is as strange as you could be when you are 10 years old and you imagine strange stuff, and you are in your head imagining being the most superhero in the world. But then when you think about that, when you are older, it's like, oh, I was so silly. It is that kind of feeling. It's that silliness, and in the same time it's kind of deep and touching, because, you know, he grows and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's the kind of like how I started and where I am right now. But yeah, so with Momo-Pi now we are trying to find publisher for our next game. We have 2 prototypes already. One is Spirit again, so we did a new prototype for Spirit, the game I spoke about. Like the first one we did a prototype for, and another one that is also a tactical game, a little bit more for adult, let's say, a little bit more like with a visual a little bit more dark, but we didn't, like, now we are just talking with publishers, and we hope that it will be good and fine. Yeah, so that's for the talk of introduction about like me, myself, and the fact that the game we did with Momo-Pi and where we are now. I think I will do a little break, then come back with Captain Velvet Meteor. I started to play it for, let's say, at least 1 hour, maybe 2, probably 1 hour, but let's do a little break. Don't go anywhere. I come back in 10 minutes. The time to prepare everything. We can continue to chat if you want. Cheers.